Hello guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to another episode of my Sunday League Fantasy Football. It is episode 3 I believe, and today we had an away game against Hares Youth. Now I'll explain a little bit more later. Before I do start, I've had an idea about points. Now what is going to happen with the points is everything's going to stay the same apart from, if you haven't already noticed, two players don't play every week because of our squad numbers. So those two players, because like last week, the two players, which were Jonah and Janet, they fell behind quite a little bit. So just to keep it fair, they're going to get 7 points, but only if they turn up to the game. And we're going to call it like a manager, because when the two players don't play, if they come to the game, they help out with like coaching and just like advice and stuff like that. But if they don't turn up, then they just won't get any points. But if they turn up and like sort of like be an assistant manager, if you get what I mean, then they'd get 7 points. Now that is pretty much the minimum you could get if you do play, so in a way it's kind of like fair. So that means that we have to add 7 points into Jonah and Janet from last week. I'll put those in when I show you the points, and I'll show you the starting 11 as well in a minute. A little bit more about the match. We were playing Hares Youth away. We played them before earlier on in the season. I think it was like the second game of the season, second game as a team as well, because like the team was around seasons before, but it was the first time like the team's basically restarted. So it was the first time pretty much we'd played all together, and we did lose 4-3. The referee was terrible that game. That's the game that I got a yellow card in. I did make a video about it a couple months ago, but this time we did beat them 5-1 at their ground. Don't really know whether you can call it a ground, because their pitch, when I say it is worse than any Sunday League pitch you could imagine. Literally, it was a ditch, like, it'd be like that. Say this is one goal, it'd slope down, and then the other goal would slope down. It'd be like a massive hole in the middle, and then on the left-hand side it would slope as well. So the ball was always on one side of the pitch. And then they only had one box. They didn't have a halfway line, they didn't have corner flags, they didn't have like the off lines, they had to do it with cones which were wonky. My dad was linesman for this game, as he usually is, and he had to like walk up and down and like move the cones because the line wasn't straight, and it was just a mess basically. But we did get the 3 points. We did put a couple of goals past them as well. The referee was a bit dodgy, their linesman was a bit dodgy, but we beat them, so that's all that matters really. And the scorers, I'm sure you can take a pretty educated guess at it, but Niels scored 4 and Mehmet scored 1. Assists came from 1 from Emraldo, 2 from Arman, 1 from Ayush and 1 from Jamil. And I'll put the starting 11 on the screen for you now. Now the two players which didn't play this game were Sid and Fuat, so they'll both get 7 points each. But the starting 11 is this: Alex in goal, Josh right back, Emraldo and Imogen centre backs, Jonah left back, Mehmet and Ayush 2 defensive mids, Ergus on the right, Ham on the left, Jamil and Cam and Niels up front, leaving Arman, Andrew, myself, Luke and Janet on the bench. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at everyone's individual points and how everyone performed. We'll start off with the two players that didn't play. We'll call them the managers for this game. They were both Sid and Fuat, so they both got 7 points each. In goal was Alex. He played a 4 out of 5 in goal, a 3 out of 5 outfield. Put that together as 7 out of 5. He also started, which is 2 points, which put him on an overall of 9. And then we had Josh at right back, who started the game. He also played an 8 out of 10, which is 10 points. And we've got Emraldo, who started the game. He played an 8 out of 10 and got an assist, which is 13. And then Imogen started. He played an 8 out of 10, which is 10 points. And then Jonah, we have to add 7 points in from last game from when he didn't play. He's also got an 8 out of 10 today and a start, which is 17 overall. And then Mehmet played an 8 out of 10. He started the game. He also got goal. And I've given him a bonus because his celebration for his goal was just priceless. And we all agreed that he should get a bonus point for that. So that puts him on 16 overall. And then Ayush started the game. He played an 8 out of 10 and got an assist, which is 13 points. And then Ergus started the game and played an 8 out of 10, which is also 10 points. And then Jamil started the game, played an 8 out of 10, got an assist, which is 13. And then we've got Ham, who started and played an 8 out of 10, which is 10. And then Niels played a 9 out of 10. He scored 4, he got a hat-trick, and he started, which is 33 points. And then going over to the bench, of course the starts don't count this time. We've got Arman with an 8 out of 10 and 2 assists, which is 14 points. And then we've got Andrew, outfield he played a 3 out of 5, and in goal he played a 4 out of 5, which is 7 overall, plus the goalkeeper clean sheet, which he kept in the second half, which puts him on a total of 11. We've got myself, who played an 8 out of 10. I didn't do anything else, that's just 8 points. And then the same goes for Luke, an 8 out of 10, which is 8 points. And then we've got Janet, who we need to add 7 points in from last game, who also got a 9 out of 10 match rating and played man of the match as well, which is an overall of 21 points. Now, you would have noticed that a lot of those players all got 8 out of 10s because my dad just thought, like, as a whole, we played very well. Obviously, Neil scored 4 goals, so he got a 9 out of 10. And Janet played very, very well as well. He got man of the match, so he was also a 9 out of 10. But apart from that, it was a pretty, like, all-round good game for everyone, I'd say. As you saw, those were the points. Like I say all the time, if I've missed anything out, let me know and I'll add it in the next episode. So now let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. In first, we've got Niels, who is the first player to reach triple figures in 3 games. He's got 109 points, followed by Ham in joint second with Arman. And then we've got myself in 13th on 28 points, which isn't that great. But as you can see, I won't go through all of it. You can have a look where everyone is. But yeah, that is about it. Let me know if you guys have any more suggestions for points and how this series can work out. They're probably most likely going to be uploaded around this time every week. So Friday, Saturday, around that time. Next week we have got a home game against Bury Rangers, who we've already played before in this series. We did beat them 4-1, but that game did actually give the win to them because of our player situation. But we've had a bit of like a situation with their manager and their team, so we really want to beat them. Hopefully we will. And then the week after that we have a friendly against Southbury, but I'll update you guys in the future about those games. Until then, if you've enjoyed this video, leave it a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.